What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ChainLink today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 17th day of August, and here we are sitting at about $26, just below there. Yesterday, or actually probably like 13 hours ago, 14 hours ago, something, or would it be? Yeah, probably like 14 hours ago, I made a video talking about how ChainLink had this very bearish pattern, this head and shoulders pattern here. We were up right here looking like we wanted to come down, and we did not, man. We just ripped right through the roof. Hopefully anybody and everybody who saw that, if you break above the shoulder line, you knew. And I didn't include this in the video. I wish I did. I was literally haunting my sleep last night thinking about how I should have included the invalidation level. I'm normally better than that. But $23, once you get above $23, essentially you're invalidating this head and shoulders pattern. And, well, you see the move that takes place afterwards, right? Moved up with a decrease in volume, a lack in volume there. You're at 26 bucks right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see the price come back down from here. But ChainLink, man, showing some strength in the face of this bearish pattern. And oftentimes, whenever it has a head and shoulders pattern, it has prevailed to the downside. So the fact that we moved up, I think, is a real testament to its strength. However, again, I think that we are at a point of resistance. If we take this overall high, oh, that was not the high. We take this overall high to low here. We're in the 786, 886 area. After finding resistance on the golden ratio, support on the 382, finding resistance here, I would have thought that you'd come down to the golden ratio, but we kept climbing. Now I think the ball is in the bear's court as far as taking it back to the 786, potentially to find support there at about $24.20. So nothing too crazy, right? A little bit of a $1.50 drop. If not, we really still could come back down to this golden ratio zone. If Ethereum, if Bitcoin, if the rest of the gang takes a little bit of a spill, we might come right down to that area, right there at about $20.17. Do not get discouraged. Here we are at $26 now. If we move to $20, it's okay. I'm not necessarily expecting that anymore, especially with this robust move and decent volume coming in. But it's just something that we should keep on our radar, right? Moving back to $20 is not a bad thing. We'd be finding support at prior resistance. We'd be finding support on our trend line. We'd be finding support at the overall golden ratio from this current cycle high to the low that we've had this cycle. And we're overall in a very bullish W formation. So absolutely, ChainLink, you're on your way to higher prices. One way or another, right, with the momentary volatility implied or not, you're on your way to $42, $61, and beyond, absolutely. If we're looking at this, how we've performed so far this cycle, let's just see. Dating back to, should we go all the way back to 2022? Let's do that. Let's just take it from here. Let's see how we've done with these relative high to lows. High here to low. You move up here 2618, ultimately to the money zone. Nice, not bad. Kind of a small retracement. Let's take a larger retracement here. High to low. The extension out of that, we saw resistance at the 1272. Okay. So very shallow extensions versus very deep extensions. Not really helping us out too much. Let's do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We take a high here to a low here. And then we take a high here to a low here. The 2618 is right here, and that's where we've stopped before, right? The 1272 is here, and that's where we've stopped before. I think we just made out a really strong case to find resistance somewhere in this $42 area, right? If not there, $51. I doubt that we do run all the way up to $62 in one fell swoop. I mean, I could see us just continuing to move up to this zone here over the days, over the weeks. But perhaps by the end of September, this is all we have. We might be capped at this, which is kind of disappointing because I expect the average altcoin to do a lot more growth than that. And maybe ChainLink maybe surpass my expectations. Not like you haven't done that before. But you've also grown a lot already in the short term. So, I mean, from August to there, you have done an over 2 or 3x. So maybe you just started your move earlier, therefore you finish your move earlier too. There's nothing wrong with that. But, stopping at about $42 to $52, that'd be the expectation at this point in time. That's the next area of resistance whenever it comes to a major stopping point. If you do get above there, understand you're probably not stopping then until you get to about $62 or higher. But again, that'd be a pretty powerful move compared to what we've seen this cycle based on the fibs there. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll finish this video up, okay? Looking at the short-term stuff, looking at this on a 1 hour time frame here. The MACD is all right. The RSI is very bullish. Stochastics are very bullish as well. I'm not seeing signs of weakness here. We don't have to stop, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of volatility. Nothing moves up in a straight line forever. You hit the 1414, you went just above there, but you came back down and you're finding support at the 1272. Whenever you go from the 1414 to the 1272 like this, it makes me think that you'd go up to $27 all the way up to that golden ratio. Then perhaps you find resistance and you come down, find support, and then continue to move higher. Something like that could happen. It's very common when you find resistance here to go back to your 786, 886 area. Again, not implying that we go to $20. $20 at the lowest would be what I think we could do, but 24, 24, 33, somewhere in that area, that'd be where we go. We're at 25.90 right now, so nothing too crazy. But a little bit of volatility. Maybe back test this prior area of resistance here for support, find support over here, and then we can continue to rally. Looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, if I'm correct in assuming that that could happen between now and the end of tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday, right? 4 hour time frame here. 4 hour time frame. You do have higher highs in the RSI, which is nice to see. I'm surprised, you have the lower lows and lower highs on this trend in the RSI, and you did not complete that. You just broke through, man. I'm very surprised. But stochastics here at the overbought zone, very bullish looks overall. MACD bouncing off the zero, guys. Very, very bullish stuff. I mean, there's no need to turn around here. Again, I'm not seeing any clear signs that we are ready to turn around. So I still believe that we will see prices that are probably back around like $25 to $24. We're at $26 now. But maybe we go to 27 first, okay? Maybe that's what we do. And overall, instead of a head and shoulders pattern, perhaps what this is just a bull flag, right? Maybe that's exactly what it was, some kind of bull flag. And we're in the beginnings of this move here. Maybe we don't pull back at all, and we just continue to move up at the same pace that we did before, going all the way up to those target areas that we were just talking about in the beginning of the video at about $42 to $52. I do think that between now and the end of the month, ChainLink will be at a lot higher prices, a lot higher valuations. And going into September, we should find our relative next high. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything I need to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.